They left everything behind and moved to Spain to start something new, a new journey. And today we will hear an interesting story, how they did it and where to start. This is very inspirational story for you entrepreneurs if you want to start your business in Spain. And today we have an extremely unique guest, a founder of Alegria Real Estate, Jan Weinruch. You built a huge empire here in Spain, and now you're already opening your new empire in other countries. So that is very inspiring. And thank you for coming today to our talk.
Hi, Ida. Thanks to invite me. Just to say, it's not empire. It's just a real estate agency and some other businesses that we have in Spain.
Yes. So, Jan, can you please tell me a little bit about who are you and how did you come to Spain?
Okay, I was born in 1979 in Ukraine, in town Vinnytsia. I don't know if somebody who will watch this video, if they know. When I was 15 years old, my family moved to Israel. It was 1994, so I grew up in Israel.
Okay.
And then after I met my wife, we decided to move to Europe. It was 2005 when we moved to Europe. And first country, it was Czech Republic. So we moved to Prague, where we have lived for 5 years. And then we decided to move here.
Yeah. So you didn't initially think about moving to Spain. That was something you came up with afterwards. How did that happen? How did you come up with Spain?
Okay. After a few years that we live in Czech Republic, in Prague, we understand that it's not our country and we not like the climate and some other things. So we was looking for some better climate country and the country with warm people, because I grew up in Israel and Israeli people, they're very warm, very helpful people. So we was looking some Mediterranean country and it was choice of Italy, Spain, maybe Portuguese, but we was few times in Spain on vacation.
Yeah.
And that's why we decide we choose to move here.
Yeah. And also very interesting that you chose actually Torrevieja. Why Torrevieja? Because back in the day, Torrevieja was a very small town, what I've understood. And I can imagine how it was in beginning of 2000. How was it? And why?
First time when I came here, it was 2010. And it was winter time. Most of the businesses on the winter was closed. Like if you walk on the promenade on the beach, some restaurant was opening, but most of them, they was closed. Not like today time. And why here? Because I was here a few times on vacation. I know here several people. So when we decided we want to move from Czech Republic to Spain, this was the place where I knew about some people, so that's why we decided to move first here. And then it was also the city, the location not very expensive. That's why we choose for this region and for Torrevieja city.
Yes. So probably the prices were back in the day very much different than what they are now.
Yeah, sure, very.
Yes, in Spain. So next question, Jan, real estate, how did that happen? Did you have any real estate background or that just happened here in Spain? How did that happen?
Yeah, I had background in real estate. I had also company in Czech Republic in Prague.
Okay.
It was also a real estate agency, not so big like here, but I had experience to work with real estate and investment. Also in Israel I had some experience, so that's why before to move here, I think about opening of the company here. So even we create company before we start to create company before we move here.
Okay, and what were the first things you met when you came to Spain and you started this business? I know that you started from going door to door. It was very much different, the real estate market back in the day. How was your experience starting a business in Spain? Was there a lot of paperwork, bureaucracy? How was it?
Look, I was was living in different countries before I came here. In bureaucracy, it's in most of the European and other countries in the world. So
Yeah.
in Israel, there is much more bureaucracy than here.
Ah.
In Czech Republic, there is also bureaucracy. So I don't know the country without bureaucracy.
Yes, that's true.
When I came here, I had a willpower, and I really wanted to make business and to make a great company to help to other people to come here. So I didn't look for the problems. I looked forward, and I was going to my dream.
Yes. And let's see now, Jan, where we are at the moment. So when you started in real estate back in the day, what year was it? 2000?
It was 2011 when we came to live here and we opened Alegria Real Estate.
Yes. And so let's backtrack it. How many employers did you have back then?
Okay, it was first office. It was very small office in Calle Pedro Lorca, like 40 square meter maybe. And I was working with my wife, and I had in the beginning 2 other employees. In next few months, I took another 2. So we was like 4 or 5 people on first steps on the first few months.
Yes.
After 1 year, we was growing, and we was all these years we was growing quite fast.
Yeah.
So after 1 year, 1.5 year, probably we moved to big office in Avenida Baneras 87.
Which is office also now, the main office.
The main office where we're now, but it was half of today time.
Yes.
Yeah? So the first office, it was like 185 square meter. And we rented, and we start growing.
Yeah. So let's think about now. How many offices is there in total of Alegria?
Today time we have 15 offices in different regions of Spain, like we have in Torrevieja, we have offices in Alicante, in San Juan, Benidorm, Valencia, Madrid, Archena near Murcia, and Marbella.
And then, Jan, that is very inspiring how quickly you have grown into so many cities. So you have definitely drive. And is that something you need when you're starting a business in another country? Because often people come here, they start a business, and they're very disappointed if in few months there's nothing happening.
Yeah.
Did you ever feel like this is not for me? Or did you always feel like, okay, I'm determined and I'm going straight forward and it will work out?
You know, when I came here first time, I was feel that it's my country.
Yeah.
That I feel here home. More home even than in my land country.
Yeah.
Land?
Home country.
Home country, yeah. Even more comfortable than in my home country. So I wasn't thinking about some problems, about some bureaucracy. I just came to do the job, and if you do good job, then you grow fast or not fast, it depends.
Yes.
But anyway, if you do good job, you will success in every business, and I think in every country.
Yes, I agree with that. And what would you say were the biggest challenges in the beginning?
First, when I came here, I didn't know Spanish language.
Yeah.
So this was, in that time, it was more difficult than today.
Yeah.
Because this time, 2011, it was the time after the crisis. So here a lot of businesses, they was bankrupts, and many of expats who was living before crisis, they went back to their country.
Yeah.
So not everyone spoke English in that time. So I think this was little bit problem, but I had employees who speak English. Who spoke Spanish, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was help for me. But after a few years, I saw that Torrevieja in Spain start to change, because a lot of expats over the world start to come here. It was time of 2013, 2014, when the people understand that the crisis is over, and we want to change our life, or we want to buy something for investment or something for vacation, or we want to move here.
So when you think about your real estate journey, was there anything what surprised you along the way, or was it always very clear for you?
It
Was there?
was always very clear for me
Okay.
because I understand good in real estate and investment, and even to that time when I have so big experience with real estate and with development in Spain, I was thinking few times, and if I will try to do business abroad in different countries, so and I understand that I can do it because
Yeah.
I have experience. If you have experiences on some markets and you know good about the product and about this business, you can do it in every place, in every country.
Yeah. So the roadmap is pretty much the same.
Yes, yes.
Regardless of
You
the.
just need to look for the laws in the country where you want to go, and actually that's all.
Yeah. So now, if you would think new entrepreneurs, do they need to speak Spanish, or can they survive here now in English as well?
Of course, they can survive, and we see how many businesses opening here. Expats open the businesses like restaurants, like real estate,
Yeah.
like I don't know, some beauty, like
Salons.
shops, and most of them they don't speak.
Yeah.
They do not speak Spanish,
Yeah.
and I had few employees before who was living here for 15 years, and they don't
Didn't
speak Spanish.
speak.
They speak, but just
Very basic level.
like maybe A2, even not B1.
Yeah. So you can communicate in the shops.
Especially if you live in the cities with a lot of expats,
Mm-hmm.
so you can live with English, of course. And most of the people who live in Orella Costa, they're expats much more than Spanish.
Yeah.
So sometimes I go to drink some coffee in the bar, and the waiters, they not speak Spanish, only English.
Yeah. So I think these are like very area concentrated. I mean, here in Torrevieja, we can see already more expats. So obviously you can survive with English easily.
Yeah.
But if you go somewhere in maybe Murcia or somewhere in a smaller places, there of course
in
Spanish.
Murcia is difficult. They
Yeah.
not speak. They speak only Murciano.
Yeah, and
Not
it's very
even Spanish.
complicated. Yes.
It's complicated. Yeah.
When you said that you moved to Spain and you had some kind of connections, did you have a good support system when you came here? I know that your Katja, your wife, has been huge help for you ever since you started. Did you have other mentors here, or did someone tell you what to do, Jan, do this, do that, or you just did it yourself?
No, I did it myself. So before, when we decided to move here, and I knew that I'm gonna open a real estate agency, so I started to learn about Spanish laws, about Spanish real estate market. So I think I did very good my home job. So I started to walk around with Google Maps. So when I came here to Torrevieja, I knew about the streets and areas much better than most of the real estate agency who was here.
Wow.
So when I took first employees, and I know the streets even better than them.
Wow, that's very impressive.
It's when the people want to move to other country, they need to do their homework.
Yes.
They need to.
Yes, that's very important. And also when thinking about expats, when they're relocating, obviously you need to know your areas very well, especially in the real estate. But of course, depending on the sector, what you're opening. But that's very impressive that you did your homework well. So for you, the transition didn't feel that difficult, that you were lost somewhere. So that's some tip you probably would give to a new expat or entrepreneur to really study the area before moving, so it's much more easier to relocate.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, if you have some support, if you have some mentors, or if you have some friends that can help you, it's always better. But we didn't have friends here.
Yeah.
I know I had few contacts, but it's they helped me maybe on the beginning with some recommendations. I had here assessor who helped me with all issues, who opened for me a cell company, and that's all.
So Jan, now that you are very busy businessman, you have offices here and there, and soon maybe some other countries too. How do you spend your days? How does your typical day look like?
Okay, it's look like for most of the other people. So I wake up in the morning. I wake up early always, before 7 o'clock. 3 times in the week I go to gym. And other 3 times in the week I make like quick walk around the beach, around the promenade. So I walk like 3 times every week, like from 7 to 10 kilometers.
Yeah.
So if I go to gym, next day I walk.
Okay.
So I change.
Balance.
Balance, yeah.
Yes.
After gym or after my outfit sport, I come to the office. Sometimes I have some meetings. Maybe I can move to other offices, but normally I'm here in Torrevieja. A few times every week I pass our new developers projects.
Yeah.
So I control the construction, and most of the day I'm in the office. Maybe if I need to do something in the bank, I go there, but normally everything remotely. So it's the working life in
Balance. And for you, it looks like every other's day.
Yes.
Nothing special.
Nothing special.
Nothing special.
I don't make nothing special. I just make my job, and that's all.
And how do you balance your family and also the work? Because you work a lot. You're always on the phone. You're always answering. Very impressive thing about you is that immediately, if you're not occupied, you will answer the same second. So how do you balance family and also the work life?
Okay, we are traveling a lot. First, maybe 6 years when we came here, we almost not travel
At all?
but just a little bit.
Yeah, just
because
a little bit.
We was on the growing process, so I work really much that time. And now we're traveling a lot. So we just came from Thailand, where we've been for 2 weeks. So at least 3-4 months in the year we are traveling.
Yeah.
And also Saturday, Sunday, I try to be with my family. So I try to have some balance between work and family.
And family. So some tips for the future expats. Is there, Jan, something that you would you wish you knew before you moved to Spain? Is there something you should have studied better or?
No, I did well my homework and preparation to move, but the people who want to move, they don't need to afraid. They just need to think what they're gonna do here.
Yeah.
If the people they are retired, it's much more easy. But if the people in my age or younger, when I came here, I was 32 years old.
32.
Yeah? Okay, so in this age, you need to think to do it. You need to work. Yeah? You need to do something. So the young people who will move here, they need to think what they're gonna do here. If they have remotely work, okay.
Yeah.
But if they are thinking about to open some business, they need to make good preparation before. They need to see about this business here in Spain, if it's Torrevieja, Benidorm, whatever. So they need to see how this business is working here.
Yeah.
I always say to the people who want to open the business that you need to open the business where you have some experience and some knowledge. So I never had restaurant.
Yeah.
And I hard understand how it's possible to open a restaurant without experience. It's very difficult business. So the people who want to come here and they want to open business, I recommend to open the business where you have experience. So if you come from different country, from, I don't know, from UK, from Finland, from France, and you have in your home country like restaurant, of course you understand good in this business.
Yeah.
So for you will be much more easy to open a restaurant than real estate company.
Yeah. So you basically better to follow the path you're already on.
Of course.
Because
actually the business, if you have experience, you can open the same business in different city and even different country. The good things here in Spain that you can work for a lot of clients from different countries. So if you don't know Spanish language, no problem. If the Spanish client they are not your client for the first few years,
Yeah.
no problem. You have a lot of expats from different countries here, so you can work for this type of clients.
Yeah, and every year there's coming more, and also before it was maybe more European, now there's more people moving from US, for example, or UK. Of course,
Yeah.
from UK a little bit more difficult with the Brexit, and of course from US too. But we can still see more variety in the expat world here.
When I came here in 2011, here was a lot of clients from West Europe and also from Scandinavian countries. But nowadays we have same clients from West Europe, from Scandinavian, and a lot of clients from East countries,
Yes.
like Ukraine because of the war, like Poland, like Lithuania, like Latvian country, like Czech Republic, Slovak Republic, and of course, as you said, from USA, from Canada,
Yeah.
from Israel, some clients. Even I had few clients from Australia who bought
Yeah.
from me property. So here we have the good things that we have the people from all over the world.
Yes. And that's why it's easy to start a business here, because you know you will have a different client segment from each country, so you have a variety.
And it's also very easy to live because you live in multicultural countries, so it's very easy and many people like it.
Yeah, and also it has been very nice to see how much Torrevieja has grown, like business-wise. There's so many new businesses and restaurants and cafes and, like you said, salons to try out, because there's so many new entrepreneurs coming into the Spanish market. And
Yeah.
it's very nice to see the contrast of the like Spanish businesses that are a little bit maybe outdated, in my opinion. But I think it's very nice to see some new things opening here.
Yes,
So
yes.
definitely. So Jan, is there any mistakes that happened along the way? Is there something you would, for the new expats or entrepreneurs, suggest to not to do? Was there something you met along the way that you...
No, actually no.
No.
No, for me was everything quite easy, and I understand the rules, how the business is running here, so I was going straight.
Straightforward.
Yeah.
And also I think probably when you're starting a business, there's never mistakes, there's only learning experiences. So of course
Yeah.
you learn and then you just change or become better.
Of course, all people make mistakes. If you don't do anything, you won't make mistakes. So all other people, they make mistakes.
Yes.
So it's normal, but we learn from our mistakes and we try to make
Make it better.
Make it better. Yeah.
Yeah. And what are your top 3 advice you would give for an entrepreneur who now wants to open a business? For example, in Spain, what would you tell? 3 tips.
Yeah, try to learn about the area where you want to go. Try to make as much connections that you can. So you need to speak with the people here to make some connections. And don't afraid, because if you know what you want to do and you have good background and good experience in your country, you will success anyway.
So Jan, the final question, the most important, was it all worth it?
Of course. Even I think maybe I should come before here, but
Yeah.
But this is the life.
Yeah.
So we came 15 years ago, and we are very happy here. Our 2 child, they are growing here. So.
And today is actually a birthday of your son.
Yes, he became 16 years old. So he came here to Spain when he was 1 year old, and our daughter was born here.
Okay, Jan, thank you so much for coming today to talk a little bit about your immigration and starting your business here in Spain.
Thank you, Ida, for inviting.
Thank you. And if you enjoyed these expat entrepreneur stories that we prepare for you here, hit like and subscribe for our channel, and we will see you next time. Hasta pronto.